Hey guys, this is the video for the tissue paper Tealight. So we're going to jump in. We're going to just show you what's in your kit. I'm going to put one together. There are going to be times where I'm going to be speeding up the video. And just sort of get you the idea of how to put these together. And let's get into it, show you what's in there, and we'll start building. Alright guys, so what you're going to get in your kit, you're going to get one of these little Tealights that they turn on from the bottom. Okay. Excuse me. You're going to get a little bottle of Elmer's glue so that you can glue these all together, obviously. You're going to get one of these packs of the super tip markers. There is a black and a brown in here, and then of course all these colors. Alright, I keep coughing. What's up with that? You're going to get some of these little popsicle sticks for putting this together. And then of course you're going to get some of these tissue papers. You're probably going to get a few extra than what you need in case you accidentally rip one or you don't like one. So I'm just going to take one out, and then we're going to draw on it, and then I'm going to start putting my little popsicle sticks together. So these are quite thin. So I can get one out. There we go. So I'm just going to take one out. Alright. And then I'm going to, just because I'm really curious that I got the right size popsicle sticks. Yeah, that should work really nice. Those are really close to the right size. And if they have a little overhang, that's not the end of the world. You can always take the overhang off with a pair of scissors. So as you can tell, the design that's going to be in here it's going to be fairly small. And I want to leave about, that much space, because that's where you got to hook on your popsicle stick. Alright. So I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to start drawing. This is where I'm going to speed up the video a little bit. Alright, let's get my colors out. And of course, these pens are yours to keep after you're done. You can do whatever you like to do with them. Okay, so I got my simple little design is finished. And then what we're going to do now is get out some of the popsicle sticks. We're just going to need the 4 so that we can sort of make a frame. And so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put 2 of these directly on, like that. And then the other 2 are going to go across and are going to sit like that. So getting this perfectly is the hardest part. And like I said before, any of the paper that's sort of sticking over the edge, you can always take a pair of scissors and cut off the excess. Alright, so because there's more space up here than down here, I'm actually going to shift this down just a tad. And I'm going to do that back over here too. Alright. And then we will put the popsicle sticks on like this. Alright, so I'm going to speed up the video now. I'm just going to glue these down, and then next time you see me after this, I will probably have 4 of these prepared, and then I will show you how we are going to put them together in a cube. So let's just get this glued, and I will be right back. Now I'm not using a lot of glue. What I'm doing is I'm putting a little glue down, and then I'm just using the tip here to sort of spread it. The more glue you got, the more likely you're going to go through your tissue paper. Alright, so I'm going to let this glue dry. This is supposed to be a stronger Elmer's glue. It's supposed to be a faster drying Elmer's glue, but it's still Elmer's glue. So I'm going to pause the video and let this dry, and then we'll come back and pick this up and just sort of see what it looks like from the underside, and then we'll go ahead and make 4 more of these without ruining it, Jeannie. Trying to make sure, I'm trying to eyeball to make sure this is fairly square. It looks really good. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop messing with that and I'm going to let it dry. So be back in a little bit and then we'll keep going. Okay, so I've got all my little panels drawn out, and this is going to be the hard part, is gluing the 4 panels together so that they're sort of in a square. Let's get these out of my way. So I've got my glue, and what I am doing is I've got like a paper towel roll here and a water bottle, just sort of hold this one up as close to a 90-degree angle as I possibly can. So I'm just going to put some glue here into the middle, or sorry, into the corners, so that they're touching the popsicle sticks. Now, one thing that I did is I made sure that the orientation that these are laying is the same. So we have pop sticks that are on the bottom, and then we have the pop sticks that sit on top. So right now it's like, here's a bottom one, here's a bottom one, this one's on a bottom and this one on a bottom, and then the other 2 panels are going to be the same way. These are underneath and these 2 are underneath. And that's what that's going to do. It's going to put a tiny little gap on the sides, and that's just something that I preferred. If you don't want there to be a gap, what you do is you alternate them when you glue them so that there is no gap there. But I am going to actually leave the little edges sort of exposed. So this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put my little panel back up here at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm going to put kind of a little generous amount right here into the corner so that it's sort of going off the edge, and I am just going to put that right there, just enough so that they glue together. And I want to make sure that these are kind of touching and not falling over. Come on, don't fall over. There we go. So I'm going to let that sit until this dries, and then I'm going to do the same with the other 2 panels, and then I'm going to put the 2 panels together. So let this dry and we'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. So I've gone ahead and put the 2 panels together just like I showed you. Now, I've got my pop bottle here and rolled paper towels and one of these little paint things. I'm just sort of keeping it in the shape of a square. A couple of these pieces did not want to quite line up. They kept kind of scooching in. So I'm using the paint bottle here to sort of push this side out. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on this corner and on this corner. Now these 2 corners I've already glued together because I glued 2 panels together, and now I'm taking the 2 edge panels and I've put them together this way. So I'm just going to take some of my Elmer's, and towards the inside I am going to put just a little dab right here in the corner, and I'm just sort of letting it let gravity take over and pull it down into the crack. And I am going to just take the paper towel away right here. I'm going to do the same thing in this corner, just put a little glue in that corner, and now gravity's just sort of pulling it down into the crevice there. I'm just going to put this back so that it's more square. And again, let this dry, and then we will flip this over and do the bottom half the same way. Okay, so I'll be right back. So this looks like this is dry, at least dry enough to very carefully flip it over so that we can glue together the bottom. So just very carefully flipping this over. Okay, so I'm just going to do what we did before. These 2 ends are the ones that are not glued yet, so I'm just going to put in the glue and let gravity kind of pull it down. So I'm just going to put this in here so that this is back just a little bit more. So you can't see it because the paint's in your way, but I'm just going to put another dab in the corner and let gravity pull it down. I'm just going to do the same here. Okay. There we go. And just maybe a smidge more. Alright, so again, we're just going to let that dry. And then we'll pretty much be done. And then we will turn off the lights and put the Tealight in the center and just sort of see what it looks like. Alright, so it looks like the glue is pretty much dried. Now, just be, forewarned that this is still somewhat fragile. So, be careful with it when you're picking it up and everything. There's some glue that's still a little wet right there that I just got on my hand, but that's okay. It will dry. So once this is probably set for a day, I would definitely go back in and reinforce it with maybe a bit more glue. But I want to see what this is going to look like with the Tealight in it, and I want to show you as well. So, we've got this. I'm just going to set this in here, and let's turn off the light so you can kind of see it. Alright, so there's our little light. Unfortunately, we've got the window is open, so yeah, you can kind of, let's see if I can just do this. So you can see that it's sort of glowing. And I've got my side, so I got this side that you haven't seen yet. It's some words that I had done. Let me see if you can see that. So you can see the little words there being lit up by the Tealight. So anyway, there it is. I think what I'll do is I will bring the camera down here a little lower so that you can sort of see it better. It doesn't quite do it justice with the camera being way up here, so I'm going to hit pause and grab it and then just bring it down and let you kind of see it. Okay, so yeah, I'm holding this, so it's going to be a little shaky. So yeah, you can see the wording, and it's got the little light glowing. It's supposed to look like a candle, so that's why the light is sort of flickering there. But you can see that it just says, if you can't handle my tika, then you don't deserve my tafiti. And I just love Moana, obviously. And then we've got the other side, which is the two little pictures that I drew. So there's one. I sort of made that look like a stained glass, And then that was my little scribble. I actually ended up having to do that little scribble again because I broke it. So anyway, there it is. There's the little Tealight. And yeah, and you got the inside. So once this has completely dried, I do recommend hitting it with a little bit more glue. I would just set this on its side and just sort of hit the corners again on all of the corners. So the four corners here and the four corners on the top, the four corners on the bottom. Just hit it again so that, this is nice and sturdy. So that if you're picking it up or anything, you don't accidentally bust it apart. Well, anyway, there's my tissue paper Tealight. Alright guys, we'll have fun with this, and we'll see you next time. Bye!